Hello and welcome back to the mat. Today's class is a full body Pilates flow using a resistance band. So this week I asked you guys what you wanted to see more of, and this was a highly requested class. So today's flow, we're gonna work through arms, core, glutes, full body like we normally do, but we're gonna be using a resistance loop. So I'll link the one that I'm using down below in the description, but this is a 10-inch flexible band. You want one that's stretchy enough that you can get a bit of a full range of motion. So we're gonna be doing arms, glutes, like I said, and you wanna be able to move in a bigger range of motion than maybe you would with a fabric resistance band. So take it at your own pace. When you're ready, grab your band if you're using one and meet me down on the mat. Okay, so we're gonna begin on our knees. We're gonna start with a little bit of a stretch through the neck before we get started. So just set that band off to the side. Inhale your arms all the way up and then clasp your fingers up overhead and take them behind your neck. I want them at the base of your head with your elbows wide. So inhale your chest to open and lift. And as you exhale, we're gonna round the chin towards the chest and gently guide your neck to stretch with your hands gently. All right, let's move with the breath through a few here. We inhale, open the chest, and exhale, round. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. Let's go for 3 more. For 2. Last one, make it nice and deep. We're gonna hold the round, and now maybe let your head rock back and forth. Just bringing your chin to opposite shoulder, using your hands to make the stretch a little bit deeper if that feels comfortable. We're here for 3, for 2, and 1. Come up through center. Let's take the right arm behind the back and take your left hand on the right side of your head. So we're just gonna open up through the side of the neck, keeping with your breath, letting that shoulder drop down. If this feels too deep for you, you can always just reach your hand out to the side, and this should get you a nice stretch as well. You can rest your fingertips on the mat or reach that arm out to the side, whatever feels best. I find that having my arm bent behind my back just gives me a little bit of a deeper stretch. So option here to rotate your head forward and back. Really just finding that place where you have any tension or stiffness and getting into it here. We're not here for long. We're gonna switch in 3, in 2, and 1. So switch your arms, take your left hand behind your back, your right hand on the left side of your head. Again, option here to extend that arm long, fingertips to the mat, or keep your hand behind your back. Maybe you're rotating your head forward and back. Just for 3, for 2, last one. So we're gonna begin today's sequence with a little bit of arms. So take that band, you're gonna place it around your wrists. I want you to engage the band so that you're engaging your shoulders, keep your chest open. We're just gonna start by lifting the arms up overhead and then bringing them down in front of your chest. We lift the arms up and bring them down. Lift and bring it down, nice. So we're on our knees for this. You can also do this standing if that's more comfortable, or if you want to rise all the way up onto your knees like this. That will also start to recruit your core just a little bit more. So I'm going to take it from here. You do whatever level works best for you. Let's go for 3. Keep pulling that band out for 2. We're going to hold the band up overhead. Take a little pulse outwards. Little pulse and pulse. Let's go for 6, for 5, 4, we're gonna pulse in front of the chest next in 2. All right, bring that weight in front, or the band in front of your chest. We pulse it out and out. I said weight because this literally feels like a weight with this extra resistance. Keep those ribs knitting in towards center. We pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms down. Now take the band, hold it in your left hand. We're gonna bring the hand about 1 fist below your belly button, and then you're going to take your right arm and we're gonna extend it out wide to the side. So by holding that band with your left arm, we're working that left arm as well because you're holding on to that resistance. And you wanna hold that band as still as you possibly can as your arm reaches wide. reach. We're not in this arm sequence for long, I promise. We're gonna move on to core and glutes in just a couple of minutes here. All right, let's go for 4, 3, 2, and rest. Nice. All right, arms go back up overhead. You've still got that band gripped in your left hand. Press that left arm up, and now we pull down with that band. Release, pull it down. So I want that elbow coming right into the side of your waist as you pull. You're also gonna feel this a little bit in the tricep of your left hand, or whatever hand is holding that band above your head. Let's pull. For 5, 4, 3, 2, let's hold it down and pulse it right here. Little pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, last move on this side before we switch. We're gonna hinge the hips forward a little bit. I'm gonna turn so you can see. You're gonna keep that band in your left hand like we just had it and bring it across your body so that it's on your right shoulder. From here, we're taking a tricep extension and then pulling that arm back in. So I want that elbow tucked tight into your side. It's not moving. We're just hinging from the elbow, working on that press to the back. So you can keep an open palm like I have, and just think about pressing your palm to the wall behind you. All right, we've got a little hinge in the hips, and we're tight through the core. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, we pulse to finish, and then we're switching sides. Little pulse, pulse. Make it a small movement at the very top. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, let's come back through center. We're gonna switch over to the other side. So take the band in your right hand, or whichever hand you didn't do. We're taking it right down, one fist below the belly button, holding that band there, and then reaching the opposite arm out to the side. So you'll notice that my palm is open, and I've kind of just got the band hooked around my thumb. That's what feels most comfortable for me, rather than gripping, because I feel like it gives me a little bit of a bigger range of movement. You'll notice if you grip, it's a little bit harder to reach. But find whatever works best for you. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. We take that right arm up overhead, straight to the sky. You're holding onto that band nice and tight, and we're pulling that elbow down towards your waist. Release and pull. So this is great to do if you've got little equipment, or if you're traveling. I love to travel with a resistance band because it's so small and it's really easy to use kind of regardless of the space that you have or any other equipment that you've got going on. You can really get a good full body workout like you'll see today just with a band. All right, we're moving on to a pulse. Pull that elbow down, little pulse. Nice. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We finish with triceps, so bend forward. I'm gonna face this direction. You take the band cross body, hold it in front of that shoulder with your right hand, and then pull the weight, the band, and then pull the band back, pressing your palm towards the wall behind you. All right, bend the elbow and press. Bend and press. So again, trying to keep that elbow as steady as you can and just focusing on the press. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we pulse to finish. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, swing your legs around and meet me on your bum. We're gonna take that band and place it around the tops of the knees. So make sure it's nice and flat. Gonna come onto our back, and we're gonna do a little core sequence here. So we're gonna take the hands behind the head with the elbows wide. We'll start with a crunch. So we're gonna build up the sequence move by move and make it a little bit more challenging as we go. So we lift towards the tops of the knees, looking up and then lowering down. So this is level 1, just a crunch. You can come back to this if at any point any of the other moves don't feel right for you today, you can always come back to this. But I encourage you, as always, to keep moving through the whole thing. So take any modifications that you need. We have 4, 3, we're gonna add on in 2. Lift the chest, look towards the tops of the knees. Now we're gonna pull one knee in towards the chest as you lift, tap the toe as you lower. Pull that knee in, tap to lower. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna pulse that knee in towards your chest. So lift it as high as you can, and now pulse that knee to your chest. Holding your chest up off the mat, lifting through your shoulders, opening your elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. We're going over with the other side. We lift, opposite knee pulls into the chest, lower down. Pull it in and lower down. Beautiful. So as you pull that knee in and lift the chest, we want the low back pressing into the mat. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2. We have that pulse, lift, and then pulse that knee in to your chest. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it all back down. Okay, keep the hands behind the head and the elbows wide. We're lifting the knees into tabletop. So from here, we have a few levels. We're gonna start with that crunch. We lift and lower, lift and lower. Again, this is level 1. Come back to this whenever you need. We have 5 here, and then we're gonna start to extend one leg at a time. So kind of similar to what we just did, working one leg at a time and creating a little bit extra resistance. In 3, 2, next time you lift the chest, we extend one leg long, keep the other knee in tabletop directly above your hip, pull the knee back in and lower down. We lift, extend, pull the knee in and lower down. Make it one fluid movement. Lift, extend. So the lower you press that leg, the harder it will be because you're getting a little bit more resistance on that band. We lengthen and lower, lengthen and lower. For 6, 5, stick with it or come back to level 1. Last 3, 2, last 1. All right, now keep the curl up through the chest, bring those knees back into tabletop. We're just gonna hold the chest here as you open the knees, so feet are connected. You're creating a diamond shape in the knees as you press out, both legs open through the band, and then come back through center. Press out with the band, release, press, and release. Nice. So this is level 1 for this move. We open and close. Option here to add a crunch. So open the knees, our chest is lifted. We close the knees and lower. Open the knees, lift the chest. Close the knees and lower. Open and lift, close. Open and lift, close. For 6, 5, 4, 3. This finishes out this core block in 2, and 1. Nice. Hug the knees into the chest. We're gonna roll onto our side and work the side of our glute here. So the band stays around at the tops of the knees. We've got our forearm down on the mat. We're lifting our side up and away, staying lifted out of that shoulder, and just taking your right hand in front of your chest, just for a little bit of support and to keep it out of the way. So right now our knees are bent. They're 90 degrees away from the hips. And our heels, bum, and shoulders are all in alignment. So they should be aligned with the back of the mat, nice straight line. So from here, we're gonna do a few moves in this sequence. We're gonna start by lifting that top knee, pulling it back so that your knee is in line with your hip. That top knee is in line with your hip. From here, we're just tapping that knee down towards the mat and then lifting it back up. We tap the knee down and lift it up. So really engage through the core. And notice how that top oblique starts to activate as you lower and lift this knee. Nice. Just lower and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna hold that knee in line with your hip, keeping it all the way back, and now we're just pressing, little pulse to the back. So imagine there was a wall behind you, and you just want to stomp your heel on that wall, little press, press, perfect. It's a little movement, but it really starts to get into the glutes here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg back in line with your knee, but it's still lifted. We're gonna take circles here. So all the way up, down, and around. Big circles. Flexing through that foot or pointing if it feels more comfortable, whatever is best for you here. We've got 5 this direction, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, we've got one more move here. Bring your knees in line and connect your feet. Now lift that bottom foot off the mat. So we've got a clamshell here. So knees are pulling away. This is the work. We're gonna close that knee and lift it open. So feet are connected and lift it a few inches up off the mat. We're just opening that knee and closing it up. This finishes this little sequence, and then we're moving into obliques. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Close it up. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to come all the way down. You're going to take that bottom arm directly out from your shoulder. Your palm is flat on the mat. Your knees are bent, still 45 degrees away from your hip like we just had them. That other hand comes behind your head, and we twist the chest so we're looking at that top hip. So this is obliques. Again, we're going to get 3 levels here. This is level 1, a crunch, lifting all the way up and all the way down. We lift and lower. So stay here if this is what is best for you today. We've got 5 here together, and then we're gonna add on in 4, 3. You wanna feel that right in this top side oblique. Last 2, if you're adding on, we lift the chest, keep that top knee bent, but lift it. So adding that resistance as you lift, we lower the knee, lower the chest. Lift the knee, lift the chest. Nice. We have 6 here. And then we've got 1 more level. You stay at whatever level feels best for you today. In 3, in 2, last level here, we lift the chest and we extend the leg long. This time, bend the knee as you come down. Lift the chest, extend the leg. Bend and come down. Lift, extend, and come down. We have 4. We're moving on to glutes in 3, in 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now keep that band on your knees. We're just going to come up into a tabletop position. So hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. If this works for you today, stay here. If you'd prefer to come down onto your forearms just to protect your wrists, or if this is more comfortable, you can always take this at any time. Either will be totally fine for this sequence. So we're gonna start by flexing that right foot, and we're gonna take a fire hydrant lift. So that leg is gonna come out to the side. You're gonna feel this right away because we just worked the side of the glute. Pull that knee back in. So we don't have many here because we just worked this, but I do wanna just get us used to this position. So we're gonna start with this here and get it out of the way, just for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Okay, now we come through center. You're gonna take that band and you're gonna put it underneath your left knee. The leg that you're not working is going to hold that band down to the mat. So you'll see as I flex through my right foot and I press that heel up, which is where we're going next, that band is secured under my left knee. So we're gonna lower that knee down, press the heel up, okay? So we're nice and long at the top of the head, through the tailbone. Our core is plugging in, so our low back stays super steady, and we're pressing out of our shoulders. Lift and lower. Perfect. For 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna hold it up and pulse. 1 inch up and 1 inch down. All right, you're way more than halfway through this workout. We've already conquered arms, we've done core, we've done obliques, we've done the side of our glute, and now we're getting into the back of the glute, as you can feel. Let's go for 5, 4, 3. We've got one more move. We're straightening through the leg. Point that toe. We lower and lift. Beautiful. So if you're feeling any pressure in the wrists, always the option to come down onto the forearms. We lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna pulse to finish. Hold that leg up, little pulse, 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Keep those ribs knitting in through center for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down, sink your hips back. Let's just take a breather. Deep breath in and release. So we're gonna go right over to the other side of our glutes, and then we're gonna do the sequence in reverse. So we'll go glutes, we'll come onto our side for that little side series with obliques, and then we're gonna finish with a hip bridge sequence, and you're done. So meet me back into tabletop. Okay, so we're gonna reverse this sequence. Let's start by taking that band on the bottom of your knee, so it's anchored with the non-working leg. We're gonna flex through that left foot, press the heel up, and then straighten the leg and point the toe. Start with that straight leg tap and lift. Tap and lift. Pull the ribs in through center. Again, if you're on your forearms, totally fine. Tap and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold it up and pulse on this next one. Lift, little pulse. So if you're on your forearms, you're looking at the tops of your hands, staying nice and long out your tailbone. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's flex that foot, bend the knee. We come all the way down and lift like you're stomping through the ceiling. Lift and lower. Beautiful. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up and pulse. Perfect. Keep that low belly engaged for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower it down. Okay, we're coming into that fire hydrant lift. So if you're not on your hands, come there now. Let's take that band out from under that other knee. We're gonna flex back through the left foot and open it all the way out to the side. Close it up. Open it wide and close it up. Perfect. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now we're coming onto our side. So come down, bend those knees 45 degrees away from the hips. We're on our forearm, that supporting arm, pulling away from the mat, staying nice and active through that bottom side, and then lifting out of your shoulder. Okay, now we flex through that top foot. We lift the knee and we pull it back so it's in line with our hip. From here, we tap towards the mat and lift. Tap and lift. So actually tap the mat if you can, if you've got that range of motion. It might feel a little bit odd at first, but you're basically tapping right behind that supporting heel. We tap and lift. Just for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're gonna hold that leg in line with your hip and press it back like you're stomping on the wall behind you. It's just a little pulse. Pulse. You should really feel this in the side of your glute as you press it back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So bring that knee back in line with the bottom knee, and we're gonna take those big circles. So as you come down and around, you're basically brushing that bottom knee, but lifting as high as you can with that circle. For 5, 4, 3, 2. I just caught myself sinking into that shoulder. Reverse. if you notice you're starting to sink down, lift it back up, okay? For 3, 2, and 1. Now connect those heels, open up the top knee, and lift both feet up off the mat. We're closing and opening with that knee. We move on to obliques next in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Let the legs come all the way down. Lower your upper body, extend that arm straight out from your shoulder. Palm is on the mat. We're twisting towards that top hip. We've got our 3 levels here. We start with the crunch. Look towards that top hip and lower all the way down. For 6, 5, really use your breath. We exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. Exhale, lift. Lift. For 3, 2, we add on, we lift that top knee and lower, keeping it bent at that 90 bend. For 5, 4, 3, we're about to come into level 3. Take it wherever you need. Last one. Next time we lift up, we straighten that leg and we lower. Straighten and lower. We're just about done. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Now we finish with a hip bridge sequence just to flush it out. This is not going to be long, so meet me on your back. That band is still around the tops of your knees. Adjust it so it's flat if you need. Feet on the mat in line with your hips. Let's take the arms directly up over your shoulders and tuck the tailbone to peel one vertebrae at a time all the way up to the top. All right, now as we lower the hips, we're going to send the arms back, and as we lift the hips, the arms come back in line with the shoulders. We lower the arms, lower the hips, and lift. Let's go 10 here just to flush it out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you want one little challenge to finish? I think you do. Lift your hips. Last 10 to finish. We press the knees out and release. Press the knees, release for 10. 9, you're opening your knees wide, getting the resistance of that band. We've got 6, 5, 4. We finish here in 3, in 2, and 1. Perfect. Hug your knees into your chest. You can take that band off and set it off to the side. Just give a little rock on your low back, maybe opening your knees wide. And from here, let's just take a thread the needle. So bring your right foot on your left thigh and then pull that left knee towards you. So we're opening up through that right hip, stretching through the glute. Option here to press that right knee away from you. I find that that gets a bit of a deeper stretch. Also the option to straighten out through that left leg and pull yourself all the way up. So you just take it wherever you need it today. Might feel best for you to keep your left foot on the mat. Play around with it. And if you have more time after this class to stay on your mat and stretch a little bit more, I encourage you to just keep playing around with these types of moves to see where you feel the best stretch to release any tension you might be holding. Let's switch sides. Bring the left foot onto your right thigh and then pull the right knee in towards your chest. Takes a little bit of practice to find a stretching routine that you like. So if you find that you're someone that gets a little stir crazy or you just don't find that stretching is that satisfying, I would recommend just setting a timer for 10 minutes even and just getting on your mat and trying out different moves and feeling where the tension is released for you. Let's take both feet to the mat and we're gonna roll up, come to seated, take a breath together. Let's inhale those arms all the way up. Nice deep breath in. Hands come through heart center. Lock in all that good energy you just created. Thank you so much for joining me today. You should feel very proud of yourself for making the time to get this workout in. I love to hear what you guys are enjoying from my classes and would love any suggestions for what you want to see more of for the weekly classes that I'm going to be sharing this year. So please check back for all the new classes, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.